שלום לכל ישראליתים בישראל, בהרבות כנפות של הארץ, באירופה, באסיה, באמריקה, באפריקה. כאן זקן אסף בנמי קריספין לוי, אשר מדבר איתכם, אני מזמין אותך ולמשפחה שאתם יכולים ללמוד את התורה איתי על כל יום חמישי. Well, I invite you and your family to study the Torah with us, and we are here all Thursday studying the Torah. We start at the number 109, 108, and now we're going to 109. The item 109, those ritually unclean must purify at the appointed time by laundering their clothes and immersing in water, micveh, baptism. Vaikra, Leviticus 8, 4-6. Vaikra, Leviticus 14, 8, and Vaikra 15, 27. Let's read this verse. Let's examine this verse because it's very important for us. Vaikra, chapter 8, verse 4-6. And Moshe did as Yahweh commanded him, and the congregation was assembled at the door of the tent of meeting. And Moshe said to the congregation, "This is the word Yahweh commanded to be done." So Moshe brought Aaron and his sons and washed them with water, and put the long shirt on him, and girded him with the girdle, and dressed him in the robe, and put the shoulder garment on him, and girded him with the embroidered band of the shoulder garment, and with it tied the shoulder garment on him, and put the breastplate on him, and put the Urim and the Thummim in the breastplate. Well, we're going to read now Vaikra 14:8. Vaikra 14:8. And on the seventh day it shall be that he shaves all the hair of his head, and his beard, and his eyebrows, even all his hair he shaves off, and he shall wash his garment, and wash his body in water, and shall be clean. Well, we can see here that the water cleansing, or baptism, or immersion, or micveh, is a purification. We can see that when Moshe washed with water Aaron's sons, it was a micveh, a immersion, because the immersion is written in the Torah. It's a law, because that we must immerse the people for the purification of their sins. Well, in Vaikra 15, 27, and anyone who touches them is unclean, and shall wash his garments, and shall bathe in water, and be unclean until evening. And this purification, bath, is requested from us in every moment of our life. And the immersion, the micveh, has been done when the person, for example, the person was impure because the idols, and he must pass by the process of purification to enter in the Israelite community, according to the Torah, like Moshe did with Aaron's sons, to be the priestly serfs. Well, but before I comment on this matter, I would like to speak about the importance of the month of Abib or Aviv, because we're approaching the 13th of March now, in the Kiseh of the new moon, is the starting of the month of Abib. And in the solstice of sun, the nearest solstice of sun, in the new moon, nearest the solstice, in the Kiseh, the 13th of March, we have the month of Abib. And pay attention, because in the east, the moon, new moon, with the conjunction with the sun and with the earth, it comes out at 5 hours and 21 minutes in the east. And in the Jerusalem, in Israel, at 12 hours and 21 minutes, according to the Naval Observatory of United States of America. Well, then we can see the importance of the month of Abib. For example, our Father's covenant begins with correctly establishing and observing his covenant calendar. It is written, "You shall be tamim, perfect, blameless, accurate, correct with Yahweh Eloheicha." Devarim 18:13. The information given in the Torah, the word of the covenant, according to the Hebrew text, gives revelation and understanding on what is really being said by the Creator, thereby revealing the all-important covenant concepts. Key reference reflecting the literal Hebrew covenant text of Bereshit 1:14. And Elohim said, "Let there be or lights in the expanse of the heavens to badal, divide, separate, sever, hayom, the daylight, badal, the word in Havidalah, the separation from the darkness, the night, that is, separation from Satan's desolate realm, the darkness." Bereshit 1:2. Ive rayur la, or, and then to be unto signs, and la moadims, unto appointed time, seasons, as per Vaikra, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 2 to 4. And la yomin, unto days, for separation between days and daylights, and Shani, years. You can note here that is not spoken here by the Creator, the Shavuah, the week. And because that the lunar Shabbat is a false. It's not correct according to scripture. Well, no decree concerning a lunar type Shabbat, Shavuah week as claimed by some very distinct religious leaders. Well, the above three prepositions, la, specify the purpose, the reason for this collectively serve to separate days, daylights from the darkness, to establish appointed time, season, and years, which were required to establish the calendar of the covenant, which begins with Rosh Chodesh Rabib, Devarim 16:1. The true Rosh Hashanah, the New Year's Day of the everlasting covenant. Well, note la, the preposition la, as also le, li, unto by reason of purpose, according to, in order to, in connection with, relative. Well, the terms vernal, from the Latin vernal, the word for springtime, autumn, from the Latin autumns, the season of diminution, decay, declining powers, hamoedim, equinox, from Latin equus, equal, and nox, night, moment when day and night are equal in length. Solstice, from Latin sol, sun, and sister, to stand, summer solstice, June 22, winter solstice, December 22. Conjunction, from the Latin conjuncere, to join, the moment it is sun, moon, earth, or joined. It happens now in day 13th. Day 13th, the conjunction of sun, moon, and earth, in the process of conjunction to determine the kisi, the molad. Eclipse, from the Greek ek, out, and life, and to live. The first principle and key to understand the calendar of Yahweh, timeless Brit Olam, everlasting covenant. He is my covenant, singular, is found in Bereshit 1:14, as quoted above. By means of the Hebrew text of Bereshit 1:14, we can come to understand that this eternal covenant calendar is established by the Creator himself, not by the man, and is therefore one of calculated order and design, and certainly simple, user-friendly. Unlike the typical confusion associated with the many religious formulas, including the frantic, frustrated search for things like green barley ears, the staring for the moon's first crescent. These religious methods produce anxiety and confusion, the trademark of complex religion, leaving no provision for all the advance and proper planning required in order to observe and celebrate Pesach, the first festival of the covenant year, the monthly day of the new moon, in order to observe and celebrate Pesach, the first festival of the covenant year, the monthly day of the new moon. This writing proves that watching for green barley ears is but a futile act of confusing religion in action, same as the religious ritual, the frustrating watch for the moon's post-conjunction, 24 hours old crescent by those ignorant of the basic concept, namely that the conjunction phase is both the end and the beginning of each month. Taking note also that the dispersed Israelites live in various countries, especially those living the earlier centuries, required long-range planning in order to attend the 3 compulsory Moadins appointed festivals at Jerusalem, Shemot 23, 14, 17, Devarim, Deuteronomy 16, 16, and did not also Acts 2. Well, remember also, the people of Israel were promised by Yahweh the covenant that if they correctly obeyed his covenant, Torah, the rain would come on time, in season, thereby producing crops in season, in harmony, synchronous. And thus time turned with Yahweh's festival, very much based on the annual agricultural cycle. Note Leviticus 26. Covenant disobedience causes dysfunction, disarray, disharmony between the festivals and the harvest season. The calendar of the Bereshit Lamb, everlasting life covenant, is foremost and primarily determined according to the 2 equinox of the sun, namely the spring, vernal, and the fall, autumn. Remember, the sun is ruler of Hayom, the day. This is for the purpose of keeping the lunar appointed time, festivals, in their proper seasons. Bereshit 1:14. For each monthly cycle is determined according to the conjunction time of the moon with the sun and the earth, namely the monthly renewal of the moon, called the molad, bridge of the renewed moon, hence the term new moon. Since ancient time and to this day, the conjunction is recognized as being the birth moment of the new moon month. Again, the festivals, appointed times of Yahweh, are also linked with the agricultural cycle and harvest seasons. They are calculated according to the spring equinox, which marks the beginning of the yearly renewal of nature. In order to keep the festivals of the covenant timed to the agricultural cycle. And yes, the calendar does relate to the Abib stage of the barley crop, the first grain harvested in the land, but Abib does not assist in the determination of the first month, which has the unique designation Ra Abib. For Bereshit 1:14, as quoted, contains the key, the blueprint for determining the calendar of the covenant. Shemot 12:1-2. This is the true covenant Rosh Hashanah, head of the year. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe and Aharon in the land of Mitzrayim, Egypt, saying, Ahodesh razeh lachem Rosh Hadashim. This month shall be until then the beginning of month, new months. Rishon hu lahem ra hadashei la shana. This shall be until then the first head, until the month, new moons, until the year. Habib is in reference to the season of the original creation event and the annual commemoration thereof. For this reason, the first month is given a name by the Creator, not a number, unlike the 11 months that follow. Well, I like to sum it up this because we have the 13th of March, we have the month of Abib, determined by the equinox of the sun. In the nearest new moon, in the Kiseh. And the 14 days, we have the Pesach. And plus 7 days, we have the Hag Matzot. Well, in the next Thursday, I will explain more about it. Shalom lekulam, Yoah Baruch Ata v'Ramishpaha Gam. Shalom, and Zo Ratefila Shel Zaken Assaf Benami Crispin. And Toda Rabba le'sim lev shelcha. Toda. Baruch.